Gaming 2. My name is Wickleosis, I am the Smooth Talker, and joining me today, for the first time in a year, worked with this gentleman very, very early when I was very green in my broadcasting career with Final Fantasy Randomizer. We're finally back together. I thank you for everything that you've done for me, you did for me a long time ago, and everything you do for this community. Welcome, my partner, it's Edgeworth.
Oh, thank you for the kind words, Ben. I'm looking forward to this. We haven't done comms in a while, and man, you've taken off like a rocket. So it'll be fun to have a couple of veterans in the booth bouncing ideas off of each other. So it looks like we've got for the Force class, we've got Black Mage, and the band class was Black Belt. So they're bringing Double Fighter today. And that's a pretty interesting decision. I really like this party comp, and it's a very, very strange coincidence that both of them went with it, but I think it's the right move.
Also joining us in the booth, our restreamer jumping in, wants to get involved with Final Fantasy Randomizer, Kirito. Thank you for joining us. Two pretty good players we got going on here. They both got pretty good records, Kirito. As they are both undefeated. Tarnin was able to get through, and so was Trinton last week to move to 1-0. Here we are. It is April 16th, 2019. A beautiful Tuesday afternoon. The runners are ready. It looks like they're in the starting blocks. The gun is about to be blown so that they can get going on this battle of undefeateds. The winner's going to move to 2-0 Edge. That's going to be it's going to be great for one of these players that starts with the letter T.
Yeah, and in 2-0 in a Swiss, in a 5-game Swiss round, that is a great place to be. So this is a very important matchup for both of these.
And according to the rules, getting 2 wins in the Swiss format gets you into a version of a play-in race. You will play on past the Swiss rounds. As we get closer to that, we'll discuss the tournament structure and everything and how our players are faring so far. That's really all it takes to move on and continue to compete for the title that my partner, Edgeworth, is trying to defend, the Spring Tournament Champion, and both our players are off. Tarnin on the left side of your screen heads to the armor shop. Trinton finds Lightning 3 in the Black Magic shop, and not much. Xfer, that's about all I saw in white.
Hey, Lightning 3 is plenty. That is a fine AoE that is resisted by not a lot in the game, so you could do a whole lot worse than finding that in the first shot.
Lamp also available, level 1 white magic. That was Red Mage learnable. Both players with the same party composition. Double Fighter, Red Mage, and the Forced Black Mage. The Black Belt, of course, is banned. We won't be seeing him anytime soon. The vendor items for sale, Edge. That's the crown this early in the game.
Yeah, and it's going to be very...
cash.
Yeah, 5K, not bad. It's going to be interesting to see how people route that if they don't get the money to buy that on the way out.
I watched Tristal do this recently. I've watched a whole ton of Tristal, let me tell you. I've watched you do it. I've mostly seen Minochi85, the Buzzsaw, do it. He'll pick up a Sun Sword or something in like Matoya's Cave, something along those lines. And even with like a Double Fighter, he'll sell that thing to get that crown. It's a potential option for both players.
Has Scorch.
Oh,
That's a horrible start.
Tarnin's able to survive that Scorch, gets a Lightning 3 off and gets to level 2. We'll see if he turns around. He does. He's headed back to Canaria. He's going to try to tackle Temple of Fiends at level 2. Tritton's just running on. He's going to go for an early lead.
Yeah, it runs into that wolf, and it doesn't. It just takes the reset there. Interesting.
Seem like they actually and have a high HP.
They also have paralysis touch. That's no good.
Bane Sword has been picked up by Tarnin in the first chest of the Temple of Fiends. Trinton heads towards the top to go for the other 2 chests, but he runs. What's in Tritton's head? What's in your head, zombie? And he gets away.
Sad thing is, the Bane Sword, you can't actually equip those, and you can only for right now.
And not particularly useful against that undead as Tarnin runs into the same pack. But I mean, you got the flame armor, you got the Bane sword, you probably got your crown money right there. It's just which one do you sell?
Is that what you do here, Edge? Or do you check out Matoya first? Maybe there's an Opal Gauntlet or money. Or do you make that move right now?
I absolutely check out Matoya's first, but I know some runners are willing to take the risk that, hey, there's nothing over in Vanilla Provoca. So we'll see what the runners decide to do, and it probably comes down to what Princess Sarah gives you.
We'd like to welcome as the fans start to file in. I see Demon Frog alongside Will Bloodworth, one of the legends in our community. Demon Frog, obviously the man who delivers. They had a great match recently back in October. Late night on Speed Gaming as, let's see, Princess Sarah handed over the crystal, and the King of Canaria gave Edge?
I missed that, but the crystal, there's your route to Matoya right there.
Well, I'm looking at the tracker right now. It looked like the king gave the ribbon.
Yeah, Kirito is on it. It is a ribbon. Better than a cabin, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, way better. Not only is the ribbon one of the items that you love to see out of a chest, no matter what level you are, but it also gives you the information that, hey, when you find a loose ribbon in a chest, that's not one of the loose items.
Looks like that's what both players are doing, especially with the route. The game's telling them what to do. It's head to Matoya. Maybe there's an Opal Gauntlet. Maybe some money in here they can purchase that crown. Kirito, you're probably going to head to Matoya's cave too, I would think. I think we're all going to do that. Are you going to check out the original Town of Provoca with the Town Shuffle that's on as well?
Town Shuffle? Well since Tarnin just picked up the canoe from dropping off the crystal to Matoya, I'll just follow the breadcrumbs that we actually have right now.
Yeah.
So Provoca to Crescent Lake area is also an option as well, and we've got a white shirt in the box. That's a nice find.
Matoya, of course, hands over the canoe. Tarnin has already left Matoya's cave. He forgot that he had the canoe, and he's actually walking around the river system. We'll see if Trinton remembers it. He does. He cuts through. He's going to try to cut ahead of Tarnin, as we are dead even so far. And this battle undefeated is at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, and I think with Lightning 3 in tow, the Bane Sword seems like the likely choice to sell for money, but we'll see what the runners decide to do.
I believe that was a white shirt that we picked up as well in Matoya's cave. So 2 strong end sort of game items in the Bane Sword and the white shirt coming in early. Trinton and Tarnin both head to the original Provoca, and they find on-rack. Good news is they have something called Tense Edge. We didn't see those earlier. They're a little expensive, but you want that camping gear.
Yeah, not only that, but the heal potions are dirt cheap too, so with just one run over here, you are set for a marsh dive.
$500 gold, a little bit less for Trinton. Trinton is doing something. Trinton's looking for Ogre's Edge? No.
He might be running off a couple encounters to manipulate the table, and that's exactly what he's doing. And Tarnin's headed south too.
Wow. Okay. I would not have done this. I would not have considered this. I would have done I would have considered what Tarnin is doing. He's going to the Peninsula of Power.
Well, he doesn't want to sell any of those items, and Lit 3 might be good enough to cut through Zombles, and certainly good enough to cut through Frost Wolves.
Trinton's getting rocked by the trolls. That's okay, because he's going to have to turn around where he was walking anyway. And he's really turning around now. He's headed back towards Canaria. Tarnin's looking for money for the crown. Kirito, is the crown your main play here, knowing that that's what the seed is telling you, like what you said earlier?
really is. I guess they're either since I didn't see them actually sell armor, or they're probably hunting for cash, then buying the crown, then go to the forgot. Was it the
Tarnin
Forgotten
ran into an
Castle?
early encounter Tyro. He resets. He must know Edge is on the show.
It's one of those where you have lit 3 and you've got the method of cooking, but not the method of cutting the steak. So you got to find somebody else.
This is a good encounter on the left side of your screen for Tarnin. Giants early game will give you the money. They are the desired encounter. They aren't hitting too hard. A couple lightning 3s don't take him down. He's going to fire that Bane Sword. It gets one of them. See if you can get him in round 2. This is going to give him a good chunk to potentially get that crown.
Yeah, this is crown money right here if Tarnin gets out of this fight.
Gregly Puff, our tracker, thank you for joining us behind the scenes. Gregly Puff pointing out that the Dwarf Cave might have money, but they have a heal potion, and, well, a defense sword has been found.
It's hilarious. All of the good stuff that you can't, like, immediately use, except for the Bane Sword.
If that crown was more expensive, Edge, let's say it was 19,000 gold, do you, as the defending champion, consider moving the Bane Sword as a vendor item and selling it?
I would consider selling out anything except for the ribbon. The only time I would ever sell the ribbon is if that was the floater.
Tarnin's returning to the original Provoca area. We know that that is on rack. We know there's tents, heal pots, whole bunch of things. Trinton, they sound the same, is taking the lead. He's headed towards Northwest Castle, using the cut through the river system. He's going to try to check out the old Elfland. Maybe it's Provoca.
Could be Provoca, could be Crescent Lake. Either one you're okay with seeing. Even Elfland, if you get a few levels under your belt, those level 3 magic charges, you can pick those up you can use them at 6, so not too bad to pick up.
Tritton's gambling. He's down to 2 warriors. He finds Melmond. There is no... Oh, he's down to 2 warriors, Edge. And there's no revival here. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was a big gamble, but of note as well is there's no save items down there. So I think Tarnin's going to make the trip on 7 tents, and Trinton looks like he's going to do some grinding in Zozo moment.
He is. He's right there at the inn. I believe Trinton has like 30 tents. So he's good. He made an intense move to go ahead and get a whole bunch of them earlier. He's going to 2-man this.
Yeah. Trinton was telling me before the game he had an interesting strategy cooked up, and this very well might be it.
I didn't know you knew. I've had that conversation as well. That is what he's doing.
Yeah, so you got enough Lightning 3 charges. That plays real well down in Marsh, so.
Both players using that Lightning 3 to their advantage. Trinton continues to take the fights in the Melmond, which is just being devastated. Tarnin picks up his heal pot and his defense sword.
Yeah, and I wonder how far Trinton wants to go on this. I would feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Especially because there's 9 packs, and if this was images and wraiths, oh boy, that would have been unpleasant.
He's going to continue taking these fights. Carito, target level for Trinton being that he's going to get levels fast, and he's going to have to do Marsh Cave. This party can't run very well. Oh boy. Tarnin headed to the Peninsula of Power. utilized that Lightning 3, spent about 2 minutes, bought the crown, which was the vendor item in Canaria, returns it to the Northwest Castle on the Kaimyo King. It was the Dark Elf Astos all the time. He's got the floater. Tarnin's got the canoe. He's going to have airship access.
Yeah, and this is what you worry about leaving a progression item behind. If there's any way that you can route it in efficiently, you have to defend against the chance that your move is going to put you 15-20 minutes behind. And Trinton is going to be in real rough shape if the ship happens to be buried in Marsh.
He's got 5,000 gold. If he takes more fights, which it looks like he is, he's looking for the pirates. I think he figured out, is that a hard power cycle? He's getting the pirates, I think.
Yeah. So, and this is probably the most innocuous fight that he can pull at this point.
Tarnin making use of that canoe, runs into the damage poison trolls too? Oh gosh.
Oh wow, these they are not messing around in this in Squint. Okay, cool.
Those are both skills. There's 2 types of poison in the game. Poison is an element. It's one of the 8 elements in Final Fantasy. Stone poison is actually what it is. And one poison is stone that will petrify you. The other one is damage, elemental damage that will do a number on you, as it did to Tarnin.
And 15-minute or sub 15-minute airship, and we're gonna see that Provoca is in Crescent Lake.
Nice.
Kirito, he's got to be happy seeing this. That's level 2 magic. Heal 3 in level 2. Black magic, warp, very welcome. As well as Bane.
His Bane, well, cash that sword in.
2 nice spells right there for black magic.
When Trinton finishes his current fight, just past the 15-minute mark, he will have enough money if he hikes back to Canaria to pick up that crown. I don't know if this was a target level that he was looking at. It might have been a target money number.
Sorry that I forgot the town that Trinton is in. I saw for light magic, you could get either harm 3 or harm 4.
Yeah, the red mage is unpromoted at this point in time, and so the red mage for level 5 magic, which is exclusive to Melmond in this flag set in this design, and usually is, can only learn the top slot of white magic in level 5, and in black magic, the top and bottom slot, as Tarnin takes out his version of the pirates, the real pirates, and he gets the bottle.
Where did we find? Actually, we haven't found a village of giants, so the fairy will give us.
Yeah, speaking of the fairy edge, do what the seed's telling you. Go dig out Gaia. Get some progression items, maybe.
I think you dig out the progression items as fast as you can, because every fight that you take from this point on with the experience boost is going to be just that much more profitable. And you have the ability, with the items that Tarnin has right now, to finish out a lot of progression chains.
Speaking of progression items, Tarnin heads directly to Sarda. We know that the ruby will not be required in this particular match. He picks up... Sarda had dynamite. Ooh, he handed it right over. He said, I don't want this. Take this, Tarnin. Have some dynamite.
Hey, and there's the... just like you said, Kirito.
Just call the village of giants. I do not remember.
Yeah, so Gaia also having chain armor, which is very nice for a red mage in the group.
Tarnin's starting to really rack up. He's going to pick up Silver Sword for one of his fighters. Maybe another one. Bane Sword. He's going to leave the Bane Sword on the other fighter. Okay? And he's going to be able to turn that bottle. Trinton continues. He's got almost 10,000 gold. Trinton's leaving. Does he go to the Marsh Cave or does he go and buy that crown?
Well, Trenton's best hope at this point. Marsh Cave has nothing that helps him immediately.
Yeah. Tarnin, with the bottle in hand, releases a tiny fairy and strengthens his position even more. A tiny fairy had the mystic key.
Really nice find.
Trinton went to the junction of the split, paused for just a second, thought about it, said, no, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do what the seed is telling me. He's headed back towards Canary to purchase the crown. This is the right move from one of the best commentators I've ever heard and one of our leaders in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, Trinton.
Thus, now, because of the free, how free it is right now, any problems to locating things that we need to go finish the game.
Yeah, we've got some required items. The Mystic Key is definitely going to be required. Tarnin's going to, I would think, route in a Mystic Key check in the Dwarf Cave right alongside the turn-in of the TNT. That's gonna be great routing from Tarnin here. I mean, I remember Tarnin going through our first ever rookie division of the Duckling Initiative, and he did so well in that. He was beating me by week 2.
Oh, no adamant from the dwarf. That would have been the dream, but this is still a very efficient check.
Now with an ice sword, that can replace that silver sword that Tarnin picked up.
Well, with 2 fighters, that goes on the other one that has the iron hammer right now. So, kind of a nice move by Tarnin, thinking, there's enough treasure chests out there where I only need to get 1 sword. The other one is probably going to pop up somewhere.
Trinton picks up his crown. He's going to be able to turn that in and route that in correctly. Tarnin continues the key lock chest. He's headed to the 6th chest in Canaria Castle. 2 loose items. We're not going to see sailing this particular match. That's what we've been seeing a lot of. We're going to see a lot of flying this time.
Corrido, if you're in Tarnin's shoes, do you check the lock chests in Temple of Fiends immediately, or do you do other stuff first?
The Temple of Fiends is actually in the area where I'm at right now. I'll probably go check it. To check.
Right on cue. Tarnin saves in the air. He's going to jump in. There's going to be 3 chests, 2 trap tiles that he'll have to get through. He's got warp available at level 2, so he can warp out should he like it, or just reset and get back in the air. Veteran move from Tarnin. Question from chat. David Frog, great to see you. No loose items found yet. Negative. We have had none. There are 2 out there, potentially 3. We've seen it happen here and there, but enough to say that it is usually 2, as Trinton picks up his floater.
And Trenton's probably breathing a sigh of relief, knowing he dodged a bullet there.
Tarnin continues to make...
Just picking up the floater now, is he at this point of the game? I'm way behind.
I would feel behind Edge.
I would feel behind, but not way behind. You've got I mean, it's 22 minutes into the game, and with this flag set, if I get the floater, if I get airship access at 25, I'm elated. Sure, I could have gotten it sooner, but I also have a ton of levels too, so it's not like Trinton was being unproductive in these about, I would say, 7-8 minute difference.
Tarnin continues his pillaging of the Cardia Islands. He got a nice big chest of 12,000 gold, but other than that, not much else. There's 3 chests left for Tarnin to raid. A Pro Cape is good. There's 2 Pro Capes in the game. Edge, tell us about what a Pro Cape. Who can equip it? What's it act as?
So anyone except for the black belt can equip the Pro Cape, and it's nice because it is armor specifically designed for mages in light armor classes. It goes in the shield slot, and for the mages, that's the only thing they can have in the shield slot, unless you're a red mage and you believe in bucklers. But I mean, 8 absorb, not a high evade penalty. You're not going to say no to that, especially when you still have chain armor on your red mage.
Tarnin
Cape Town. Giant. Town of Gaia is.
Tarnin's going to continue utilizing that airship to explore, spread new ground. He headed to the original Gaia location. He finds Crescent Lake. This contains, obviously, an armor shop. You can see him going through all that right now. He's got gold bracelets. He's gearing up for his adventure. Level 6 magic. Not much. Ruse is in the first slot. That's going to be that's going to be locked out to him. And there's Nuke. That's going to be locked out to the Red Wizard, but he can get it. Level 6 Nuke for a Black Mage Edge. Yeah.
Well, if this was vanilla Lathan, I wouldn't come back for it. But since it's a pretty quick trip, you can pick up Nuke and route that in with your dive into Mirage Tower. And hey, having 2 or 3 Nuke charges when Tiamat 2 has rolled max absorb makes a huge difference in that fight.
The Circle of Sages, someone didn't bring them their medication, Czar. I know you're out there, I know you can hear it. You need to feed those guys. They were all over the place. A bunch of confused old men, Edge. They handed over the slab to Tarnin. We know where Melmond is, and by a process of elimination, we know that the new Lefane is in either its original Lefanian location or over in the original Onrak. Trinton heads directly to the original Crescent Lake location. He finds Warp in level 2 magic. He's switched back to a 3 light warrior party. We do know that his plan is a 2 warrior strategy. We'll see if he can get back to that as Tarnin translates his slab.
Yeah, so right now it's just a mad dash through all of these incentive locations, and I can't really blame them. You get the money that you need, you get knowledge of what spells you can pick up later. It just helps to plan everything out, knowing where all of these towns are in the future.
Tarnin, after translating that slab, knows via that process of elimination that this original Onrak could be Lefane. He's also in the area of the waterfall, Carito. He could potentially do that with Warp in hand. That might be the first dungeon that he goes after.
So it's like the trip, plus you get into about 6 or 7 items in there.
Yeah, 6 chests and an incentivized item. Fast is available at level 3 in Black Magic. Life was in the 2nd slot, level 3 White Magic. That's going to be locked out to both players. We will not see Life 1, or I don't think Life 2, unless we just had it. I don't think so.
Oh, we had Fade in
Fade.
slot 4, and we also had Cure 4, and Tarnin picks both of those up immediately. Invis 2 also Red Wizard learnable, but not Red Mage learnable immediately. Carito, I noticed that Tarnin passed up Zap at the same level as Fast. If you see an instant death spell like Zap, Quake, Bane, you consider that an automatic pickup?
Could understand to for pickup. I don't remember what item it was. Item or clothing is that would allow for wasn't invisible.
Yeah, I think it was fast at 3
Yes.
punches.
One interesting thing, Tarnin was in the new Elfland. He saw pro rings. There were 7,000 gold. He left the armor shop, paused, looked at his menu, did not buy any. I've got to think that his idea is he's going to potentially come back there after finally making a dungeon dive at the 28-minute mark and maybe getting some more money. We'll see if he remembers and see if that's his plan.
Yeah, I can't imagine Tarnin not picking a couple of them up, and this is also the advantage of having the incentive item early and cheap. Is it's a lot easier to budget for it. It's always terrible when it's the Mystic Key for 60,000 gold. Well, I can't buy that right now.
Trinton makes his way over to Sarda in his lakefront property. He's going to pick up his dynamite. We know that will lead to the cube, so hopefully he won't forget his cube.
Well, just as long as the shipping label's on it.
Oh.
He didn't have enough cash to buy it. Buy the pro rings.
Trinton's returning to Melmond. He's going to translate his slab. Get that ready for when he happens to run into the city of Lefane, which we believe is in the original Lefane. It has not been shuffled. And Kirito, look at Tritton's top light warrior. It's the Black Mage. He's up to something. He's going to go for those 2-mans.
Yeah, that poison is not getting healed.
Tarnin making quick work of the waterfall. Remember, he's got warp. He runs into some birds that are unrunnable. Looks like they don't really have anything, though. They're just trying to peck away.
Being poisoned. The only way for it to be affecting you is when you're actually walking on flying or on the ships.
Oh no!
Oh! Excuse me, sir. Sir? Sir? Sir, my name's Thank you.
Do you know who I am?
I think it was that sound. I think that guy. I think Dr. Unawanabe there. I think he heard the sound and just finally just got out of the way and said, "Oh gosh, what are you doing?" Trinton has his Mystic Key. Tarnin gets to level 12 off the trap tile. What is located in the waterfall? Is it required? Is it the ruby?
Well, there's a wizard staff, and that's not going to be bad to find before the carry fight.
Down, mage down.
Trinton's Black Mage has perished. He wanted that. As he looks to turn in his TNT, Dragon Armor, and the Ruby. Edge, the Ruby, we already know it's not required. But a Wizard Staff, Dragon Armor, with a dual fighter party. If you knew this beforehand, and you knew the Ruby was in there, would you still make this dive?
I don't know if the Ruby's not required. There's 4 chests that
that's true.
This item could be hanging out in.
That's true.
The Ruby is basically a scratch-off lottery ticket in these seeds.
My thoughts is that anything off until you're sure you got everything that you need.
Trinton trying to gain some ground. He's doing a lot of checks that Tarnin did. He's checking key-locked Canaria. He's routing it very efficiently, much like his opponent Tarnin did. Tarnin has returned to Elfland. He's looking at straight to his armor screen. He's going for those pro rings.
Yeah, and I think both Tarnin and Trinton were hoping that they would have found the tail by now, but no dice. And loose tail is one of those items that, oh boy, you got to make some real interesting decisions.
It'd be funny if the tail is actually in the vanilla location. If it did. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Not too often. They're almost always mixed up. But this time, Lefane has landed at Lefane. Trinton is he headed towards the waterfall area? Same routing edge. Pretty similar.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where if Lefane is over here, you can knock out 2 items at once, and so it's just the progression density is right here.
I think I know where I would go, Edge. Where to next for Tarnin? Not where I was gonna go.
Well, I mean, you have the slab translated, and you know where Leifin is, so...
He's gonna turn in. No sign of Castle Ordeal yet for each player. As Trinton follows in the footsteps of Tarnin. Tarnin's hungry, Edge. Close your eyes.
Oh no. Ah, man. I know you can resist the steak, but it's hard when you throw the wings in the platter too.
Steak and wings dinner for Tarnin. He's right around level 14 as he makes his walk towards Lefane with the translated slab. He won't have to make this walk again. Gets a chance to strike first against Zombles. He's gonna fry these guys up, and they're weak. Really weak. Low HP, 150-ish.
That's a good sign for Ordeals too.
We'd like to welcome behind the scenes. Gruggly Puff been doing all the action, clicking all the buttons, doing all the tracking as Tarnin picks up his herb from the translated slab over in the original Lefane, which is the new Lefane. Twitch and Chill, TNC has joined us, Edge, behind the scenes, helping us out. Thank you for volunteering all your time and all your skills.
Yeah, appreciate the 2-man team on this one. It was a little weird getting the scheduling working, but this is a great community, and once again they came together to get it done.
Yeah, and Edge, Twitch and Chilled actually came from where I came from, YouTube, and all the re-uploaded and reloaded videos that Speed Gaming puts, and also our sister broadcast partner Randomizer puts up on YouTube, and joined us one day and said, I gotta be part of this. We couldn't encourage it more. If anyone wants to join, or if they're watching over on YouTube, we see that community and we appreciate them.
It was definitely nice to get that showcase stream going, and I look forward to a lot more opportunities to do that on YouTube.
Tarnin has entered Castle of Ordeal, incentivized item here. Trinton enters the waterfall. We don't think this is going to be required. It will yield the ruby. However, there are 4 chests that the ruby will give access to. Still those potential 2 loose items out there. You will also pick up his dragon armor.
Yeah, and for Trinton running a 2-man strategy, that's even more important. Just getting as much absorb on your main tank as you can. When you've only got one of them, that's a huge deal.
We'd like to welcome to the chat Wraith Hates Caleb. Good to see you and not playing against you this time. I hope you enjoy the show as well. That's the podcast extraordinaire, Edge. He's got a great podcast, been doing it for years. Over on iTunes, he's got his own website. And Medusas have Glance.
Yikes. But hey, you got an early ribbon and you got 4 party members, so Tarnin should be in pretty okay shape.
Tritton's
Actually,
made it to the trap tile.
uh,
Two-man strategies. Uses a defense sword. He wants to get through this. Lightning 3 is going to take out the mummies. Most of them, it looks like. Yes, it will. Tarnin has made it to the final floor of Castle Ordeal.
like 6. Yeah, how many chances that's in Castle Ordeals have? Chances, and we'll see what the first one has.
Oh, there's the katana, and the fighter is, how can I hold this? It is a mystery.
Here, and I know for sure that the Black Mage could equip daggers. But the question is he gonna equip it? 1628 saber. He found the loot.
That's a nice one to find. That is by far the worst item you can have loose.
We've picked up our required loot in Castle of Ordeal. We have the Mystic Key. It came from a tiny fairy after she was released from the bottle. So those 2 dungeon components are taken care of. Thank you, Edgeworth, for joining me right here. Kirito joining us as well. All the work you do for speed gaming and for Final Fantasy Randomizer as well. We certainly can't thank you enough so that we can bring these great shows and this incredible tournament to the fans.
It is nice to be on here with you guys.
Mm-hmm. That's right, Edgeworth. Of course, the defending champion, 2-time one-day tournament champion. Honored to work with him as Trinton is now. He's heading to Castle Ordeal. He's looking to pick up his loot. Neither player has turned in the herb at this point. We'll see if Tarnin goes and does that. We think that will yield to another progression item. Could be, of course, the tail. Could be an adamant, but it could be more than likely up into a rod type scenario or oxyale. Perhaps chime.
I guess the rod.
That's a pretty good guess.
Let's go dig down the earth.
If we look forward, Kirito, to a little bit in the endgame, neither player have a white mage. There are specific slots of magic that are locked out if you don't have a white mage in your party. We saw, I believe it was level 4 magic, it was in the second slot, it might have been 3, life. It's in the original harm slot. That's life 1, locked out to both players for this match. There's only 1 shot left, and it's life 2. And there's a slot that is very possible that could have life 2. Red Wizard would need to be promoted, a red mage into a red wizard. It's the top slot in the new on-rack, if that carries life 2. If it does not, we will not see any type of life magic.
Marshland.
Tarnin headed to Marsh Cave.
Land. It was about the same.
I'd like to welcome One Fine Day, very active in this tournament, undefeated at this point as well. He'll be playing tomorrow. We'll get you a few promos to that coming up as well. I'd like to remind you that coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, I believe that's the 19th of April, it is the Enforcer versus the Mastermind. Battle of Undefeateds, Falconic FF takes on a favorite in this tournament of many, many people, Crab Cakes. That's going to be right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks, April 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
It looks like Trenton got a little bit turned around in Ordeals, takes the reset. But if you're going to reset out of a dungeon, Ordeals, you could do a lot worse than Ordeals. Oh, and Tarnin just hit the jackpot.
The winner of last year's poll. We're going to get some polls out there as well. Last year we asked, what is the best endgame weapon for a knight? The best really endgame weapon for Final Fantasy. And the winner, by somewhat of a slim margin, but decisively, was the Mazmoon. Tarnin picks it up along with Opal Bracelet. Wow.
Actually equip that as a fighter. Nice find early game. If you consider that it's still early game or mid game right now.
I'd say we're about mid-game right now, but the question for you, Will, have we seen the ship yet?
We have not. The ship is incentivized, or that could be one of the two, and we do know will be non-required loose items.
I'm hidden behind the wizard.
Oh wow, Tarnin really did hit the jackpot. Not only is the Mazmoon here, but the Vorpal is as well, and you couldn't ask for a better weapon for your second fighter.
Yeah, the malign Vorpal, we
Hey,
call it the game changer. Love it, hate it, don't like it, whatever it is. If you need it, it can be there for you for sure, no matter what it is that you think. And if you've got two fighters potentially into knights, because you're going to be class promoted to equip the game changer, that is definitely a potential option, no matter what.
Yeah, it's nice to have that option available when your Mazmoon does 5 for 5 against Chaos. You can shift gears if you have two knights.
Guys, which weapon do you prefer over or Excalibur?
It really is situational. It depends on the flags, depends on the percentages, and it really depends on what you know as well. If I take a wipe against a Chaos where I'm just chipping away, I'm definitely throwing that Vorpal on for the next fight.
When they class up, do we ever actually have any healing magic from level for Y Mage level 1 through 3?
There's heal 3 as well, so if you can get the promotion, double fighter with heal 3 is also pretty hard to take down.
For what we know, watching both players here in the booth, missing progression items that will be required are the Oxyale and the Rod. Out there is still the tail, the ship, the Adamant as well. That Adamant will lead to something eventually. We think that might be loose. But Oxyale and Rod will be required. We have not seen them yet.
Yeah, if ship and tail are the loose items, this is going to make for some very, very interesting decision making.
We're past the 45-minute mark. No orbs lit. No dungeons that contain fiends have been dove into. We can't get into the Sea Shrine at this point. You probably don't want to do Earth Cave without the Rod in hand, so we haven't quite done that yet. Is the Chime and Cube, which Tarnin both have. He has them both. Is that next? 4-man strategy. He's got the Mazmoon edge. Volcano? Nope. Mirage? Nope. Ruby? Yep.
I mean, you have that lottery ticket. You got to scratch it off sometime.
Demon Frog in chat is saying Ice. We haven't seen that either. Incentivized item there.
Yeah, Ice will tell you a lot about what you need to do from here on out.
Trinton picks up his Opal Bracelet. The Mazmoon here as well. Tritton's going to be really happy to see that.
There is a Zeus gauntlet, and you're always happy to see that before you've dove Sea Shrine.
One interesting thing of note, and he might be doing it right now, but Tarnin is going to the Ice Cave. No, he's not. Okay. Tarnin has the herb in his inventory. He picked it up from the slab translation in Lefane. He was in the area already of Elfland Castle when he did the Marsh Cave. He did not turn it in. I think we want to keep in mind as he does enter the Ice Cave.
And Tarnin's looking right at it right now.
So what are we gonna find in Ice Cave?
A lot of
incentive?
unpleasantness.
Trinton making great use of
Let's
that
see.
warp spell. He's got his chime, his opal bracelet, his masmone. He's out of there.
Has the ship ever been in the Ice Cave?
Oh yeah, many, many times.
Is either we find the ship or the rod.
Be
Yeah.
rod, could be adamant, axial, tail. Still out there as well. We have a comment from chat. Amore327 says, and I quote, Ice Cave sucks.
That I agree.
I'm going to
Actually,
agree, Edge.
Second.
Let's make this a fetch quest. First, it gives us the adamant. The adamant will give us the ship. No, not the ship. That's actually, I'm not sure what trade off we could do here. And the herb. We haven't found the adamant, and we haven't found the rod. I'm thinking.
Tarn's making use of Lightning 3. It's able to take out some low HP Wraiths, combined with the Lightning 2, reusable of the Zeus Gauntlet. Takes out some lower HP, not too dangerous undead. As he closes in, he's going to use the Warp Trick. He dives down the hole, jumps into Warp, and there he finds the incentive Tail. Process of elimination, Edge. We're going to have at least one required loose.
Yep. And this is where things get interesting. What area do you decide to knock out? I mean, sure, Sky has a ton of chests in it, but I think you can clear most of Volcano much faster. So, where do you go looking for this?
Trenton's going to be the first player to turn in the herb, and it's a cabin. There's 3 loose. Oh no! Trenton's the first with this information at 51 minutes. So that's going to make the rod, the adamant, the oxiale, and Edge.
The ship.
The ship.
Here's
The
a crazy
adamant,
idea.
it's going to be the adamant, the rod, and the oxiale. The adamant's going to lead to whatever else isn't loose. There's 3 loose items in this match. Trinton has the information. Tarnin does not.
Crazy idea. Well, you have to get
Wow.
a fetch quest. The adamant will get you the rod. Till the Earth Cave. Earth Cave is where you find the crazy. Thing.
Trinton is going to start digging. He does not quite have the information that Tarnin does, or access to the cube. That's from turning in the TNT. I thought he did that. I think our button might be stuck on that. We're going to double check Trinton's inventory to see if he's got the cube. He's going to start doing some math, even though he's live on Twitch for this big match. He's going to try to move to 2-0 against a great opponent in Tarnin.
We actually have a healing, infinite heal item for battle.
Trinton just resets out.
Yeah.
found our healing item in battle for infinite.
If we think endgame edge, both players have access to, of course, the Mazmoon. Level 24 is a breakpoint for the hit. It's the 5th hit on the Mazmoon. Trenton's going to be there first. Tarnin is continuing a 4 Light Warrior strategy here. This could be very advantageous for Trinton.
It all depends on how Temple of Fiend shakes out, because one high roll nuke could easily rough up Tarnin's party, where Trenton's going to have the HP to deal with it.
Trinton is headed to the Mirage Tower. We're pretty sure he's got the cube. He does. We're going to go ahead and mark that on our tracker right now. He's going to burn off encounters. He's going for chest density. He needs to find... He knows there's 3 loose. He doesn't have the information that the tail is in the ice cave. He may have planned to skip it. If he does, from what Tarnin's showing us, there ain't nothing there.
Yeah, and this is a way for Trinton to catch up, and this is a good move. By the odds, it's going to be very, very unlikely that one of the loose items doesn't end up here.
Tarnin heads directly to the Cardia Islands. He's going to class change at the 54-minute mark.
Yeah, you have all of that nice armor. Might as well use it. And hey, equip that Vorpal too.
Dragon armor, Vorpal. It was an opal shield he dug out of the ice cave. Thank you very much, Twitch and Chilled, for catching that and letting us know behind the scenes. Kirito. Oh, there's damage poison from the guards. Looks like they don't like to use it, though. Trinton's going to get out of here. They got Frost as well. That's their second skill. There's damage poison again. At a 3rd time. Dismantling Trinton. He's trying to get out of here. Trying to figure something out. Frost? Oh, Trinton's getting ravaged in the Mirage Tower. Blaze? Oh, gosh, Frost. They're just picking Trinton apart. He's going to reset. Is he going to burn off encounters and go back in? He is. Trinton's sticking to his plan.
Nice. We're not playing nice.
Those guards show up edge on this 1st floor and 2nd floor Mirage, and they show up just in a single formation, single enemy with the sentries. Is that correct?
They show up, yeah. So if you might see that damage poison come out up on the 3rd floor of Sky. Hey, there's an item.
One of the 3 loose items is located. It's the ship. Look at Tarnin stare at his screen. Look at him doing right now. He's staring at his screen. He's got to see the herb right now. Look at him pause. He's doing math. What else do I need? Does he see the herb is the question. He thinks he doesn't know that there's 3 loose at this point. He hasn't turned in the herb to get that information. One of 3 loose located, non-required ship. We know that another loose will be the adamant. It will lead to either the oxyal or the rod. Whichever the adamant does not lead to will also be loose. And there it is!
Jackpot.
Trinton has it! He's got the oxyal! So we know that the adamant is loose and it's going to lead to the rod. It will be required.
Yeah, and if I'm in Trenton's shoes, I'm warping out right now and saving that.
And you were just talking about the Oxio.
Staring at his screen. Now he's staring at his screen. What else do I need? Well, I don't have the tail. I want it. All right, I don't have the rod. He does exactly what the reigning champion just said. He exits out. Burns off an encounter. He's going back in. Both players in new ground. Trinton's going to head up towards the floating fortress. Tarnin is headed for the armory. Kirito, who is winning? Do we have a leader? Do we have enough information to think anything at all?
See what we actually have here. And has a cube, tail, ruby. On what's the ruby's hiding. We turn in the bottle. I free the fairy.
Right.
and the loot.
Tarnin exits the volcano. He's going back in. Remember, Tarnin at this point thinks there's only one more loose. That's the good news is that he's going to continue to search chests. The bad news is, if he finds that adamant in here in the volcano and he turns that in and he gets his rod, in his mind he may just think, I got my two loose, I got a Mazmoon, I got a Vorpal, I got 2 knights. Oh.
I could say that we're 3/4 of part go mode. Okay.
Ooh, there's a find.
And
Tarnin digs out the power gauntlet.
Power Gauntlet has been located. That's equipable, even by a fighter. As an option, you might want to keep the Pro Ring, but it's an option as he continues to dig the Gurgu volcano.
And Trinton found the Pro Ring factory. I think there were 2 in that room.
Tarnin's staring at his armor screen. What am I going to do? Okay, I'm pretty full. It's pretty stacked. Trenton continues the search. We know there is a loose item out there. It will be the adamant. Trenton has all that information. It will lead to the required rod. Is it in the floating fortress?
Well,
If he
now
finds...
that Trenton has the Oxyhel, it could be in mermaids.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Could be
He's
in the
still-
vampire chest of the Earth Cave. We don't know.
Let's make it a fetch quest. Fetch quest.
Trenton heads to the Star Room. I like to skip this room. A lot of other players like to check it first. And I'll come back to it if need be, considering I think he's going to full clear. I don't know whether or not it matters or not. We'll see what he does. Tarnin has 1 chest left to check. It's the Red Dragon chest. But he's taking fights. The Egema.
Considering that we're not in go mode yet, so it is wise to check right now until you got all the items that you need.
What's Tarnin doing? Okay, he is not unequipping armor. Okay. Thought maybe he was letting loose of potentially to make a move, but he is not. He put up the opal helmet. He wants to equip it. Trinton continues his dig of the star floor. It's a star-shaped room. Good fights here, Edge. There's eyes, Grey Nagas, Manticores.
Yeah, if you're gonna 2-man, this is one of the best floors to check out. It's just the worst fight you're gonna run into is a single Chimera, and it just seems to be built for a 2 melee part.
We're past the hour mark. No fiends have been taken out, although Tarnin is closing in on the Fiend of Fire. Neither player has reached go mode status. Trinton just finds pro ring after pro ring. Protective rings.
This is the Pro Ring factory.
That's for sure.
Trinton only had that problem with the pack of guards that ravaged him. That was the only time he perished. Otherwise, a little bit of a slower start. Made a few choices. Caught back up. Is very much in this match after Tarnin led early. Edge estimated around 7 to 8 minutes. Right now, I have no idea what's going on. It's all going to depend on the loose item, I think.
It really depends on whether Trinton has to die by Scave or not.
Or if he chooses to, you're right. Or if he has to and he wants the tail and does the process of elimination potentially. Tarnin pulls the fight with Carrie. He's going to try to light an orb. He's in great shape with the Mazmoon. He fires a fast with initiative. Attacks with, I think that's the defense sword, actually. Another fast goes off, and a big strike from the Mazmoon. 8 hits, 677 damage. Carrie has been terminated. 1 orb lit for Tarnin.
And Trinton is almost done with this top floor. Just, 1 more to go.
what I would say is that the first one that gets I find the rod will be in the lead.
Tarnin pause. Look at that. Look at Tarnin freeze after he turns in the herb to get the cabin. Now he's got the information that Trinton had. Picks up Harm 4 on his Red Wizard. That unlocks the second and third slot. He wants Fire 3. He picks up that. Does not pick up Saber. I don't think he needs it with 2 Knights.
Trinton is rolling very well on these Whizvamp fights. If it's Tarnin is doing donuts over the skies of Elfland.
Tarnin has that information that there's 3 loose. It might be rattling him a little bit. I know Tarnin has not played a lot of these games. I know that for a fact. Assuming he's put that information together, he's headed towards the Mirage Tower. Trinton picks up the Excalibur, the legendary Excalibur. What do you do, Edge? Do you put the Excalibur on the... Oh no, he can't equip it. It's not class changed.
Yeah, but if I was class changed, I would definitely do that. Oh, this is not a good encounter to have paralysis.
Trenton's 2-man has been very strong. This Lightning 3 will not take out those man-cats. They're a complete pain, but it's going to get the Glance Medusas. Tarnin enters the Mirage Tower.
Alright, so this is... If Trinton goes back to Ice, Tarnin has a pretty clear lead. If Trinton skips Ice, then we have a game. I can't tell you who's in the lead at that point.
If he goes to Sea Shrine, the odds are quite, not heavy, but very strong that is where the adamant will be located. That will yield that rod. If that rod is in Earth Cave, the adamant, that leads to the rod is in the Earth Cave. Ooh.
Or if Trinton pick up his infinite heal item.
I've got to think that Trinton, if he can finish out this dungeon, which I like his chances of doing, will go to the volcano next at this point. And in that case, we'll be right around the time. It will be pretty even, Edge. With just the Ice Cave lead for Tarnin at that potentially.
It's going to be...
One of your favorite fights, Edge. Double nachos. Why?
Not only are they delicious, but they are also rich in experience. Generally,
Go ahead.
I was going to say generally they roll around 300 health, and if you have an endgame weapon and a fighter, it's usually enough to take them out in one shot.
Trinton hits breakpoint. Level 24 on his fighter. He's healing up for a reason. He's on the Bridge of Destiny. Warmech patrols this bridge. He runs into some metal slimes. We also see nachos. Golems. Tarnin's got his Oxyale. That's loose. He's got his second loose item. There's Nacho Sorcerers, Golems. Is Warmech gonna show his face again? Trinton will only have 2 Light Warriors, but he's got the level 24 on the Mazmoon. He decides he can't resurrect anymore. He went into this knowing that this could be a potential scenario.
Yeah, and Trinton is trying to run from this fight now. If you're not willing to commit the Fade, you can't take that fight. I don't think there was a Fire 3 or a Mage Staff scene yet.
Yeah, Fire 3 is class locked. It's in the 3rd slot, the original Warp slot in Melmon, level 5. Trin's on the Bridge of Destiny. He runs into some airs. They ambush him. They have Ice 2. He's going to take the fight. 500 damage isn't enough. They've got Stop. Oh, that is not good. He adjusts and gets away and runs into more slimes, and he immediately runs.
You know, if Tarnin's bridge looks very similar, that's a lot of experience on the table. And, Tarnin runs into the wings and the hot wings together, but runs away.
Tritton's taking on the Fiend of Air, Tiamat. Gonna use a fast and a defense sword. Tarnin's got a great encounter on his screen that he ran from. 6 hits, or a whole bunch of hits for 622. Trinton continues the defense with a wall. Another big strike from that Mazmoon, and Tiamat's not gonna last very long. There it goes from Tank! 376 after 10 hits isn't enough. Tiamat comes back with damage poison, but it's not doing anything. Tiamat's trying to attack the fighter. Fighter, 9 hits, 825. See ya, Tiamat. Trinton has his first orblet now. I've got to think Trinton's next trip is to the volcano. He's headed directly north. He's going to fill up on heal pots and do some other things. Meanwhile, Tarnin has made it to the floating fortress. He's going to clear this. He will find the legendary Excalibur, but not much else. A heal helmet. A couple other things, but nothing of note.
And I think Trenton's happy with his levels, reses the rest of the party, and I guess 24 was the point he wanted to hit for sure.
Gotta go by the hill pots since he does have the hill helmet.
And here's a question for you, Will. What if the rod's in the top of Earth?
I would have found it by now, tell you that.
I know.
Yeah,
I think
it's exactly what I would have done.
It's 5 chests and you have warp. It's not a bad move.
Both players with Oxio right now. We think Trinton's going to head to the volcano. He's going to Ice Cave.
Yep, and there's Tarnin's lead back.
Yeah. And Trinton we know he's live on Twitch, but he's doing the math. If he does, in his mind, if he finds the adamant here, it could lead to either the tail or the rod. So in his mind, the third loose item, although he knows he doesn't know the ship quite yet, it could be the ship and the tail, and the rod is here for all he knows. Or potentially the adamant that leads to the rod. This is the right plan.
He like me well with the fetching quest.
Once again, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We are live on Twitch, and later on we will be uploaded and reloaded over on YouTube. Battle of Undefeateds. Trinton GL, the great announcer, against Tarnin, the great, one of the better ducklings that came out of our original system. One of the mighty ducks, Team DuckTales last year in the league. Really duking it out in a match that we're really confused. At an hour 11 minutes, we're not sure exactly who's leading. Edgeworth, the defending champion, joins me along with our restreamer Carito. My name is Will Cleosis. I am the Smooth Talker, and it's great to have you, the fans, and all the speed gaming fans here with us this afternoon to find out which player is going to move on to 2-0. Speaking of potential players moving on to 2-0, we'd like to remind you that coming up Sunday evening, the 21st of April, a battle of undefeateds yet again. The revenge match. Tristal MTG looking for revenge as he takes on Will Cleosis, who upset him last year. It's a rematch. Both were 1-0 last year. Both are 1-0 this year. One of them's going to move to 2-0. They're going to replay that just like it did last year as Trinton picks up his tail. We'll see what happens in the encore. That is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday, April 21st. That's going to be right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks.
There's the sentry, but no guard, and Tarnin is taking every fight on the way through this. And the Excal is going to be a mighty nice find here.
Carito, what's your preferred endgame weapon? Do you necessarily have one? Or is it kind of whatever works? Or Vorpal? Oh, yeah.
I don't
Mine
know
too.
yet
Vorpal,
since
yeah.
I actually haven't beaten the game yet.
Okay.
Rando.
There's the
Otherwise, up
Excalibur
to
pickup for Tarnin. He immediately equips it. Using the warp
I
trick.
got uh, on the randomizer was the refights.
Mm-hmm. Trinton making quick work of the ice cave. Still searching for that adamant. He knows the ship is out there as well. Tarnin's going to complete his chest checking in the floating fortress and move on towards the Bridge of Destiny.
Yeah, dumps that heel helmet. Not even interested.
There's 3 ribbons in the game. Unless one of our players got one and we missed it, or at least I missed it, Edge. Both players only sitting at 1. Cause for concern?
Well, especially when you've opened up so many chests, you start to get worried that maybe all the good stuff is hiding in Temple of Fiends. And I mean, really, if I was Chaos, I'd take all the good stuff back 2,000 years with me.
Tarnin has made it to the Bridge of Destiny. They're on a different encounter table. Trinton did not see that encounter. He just saw singular airs. They're on a very different encounter table. This is a good fight to take right here. He's going to take it, Edge. I like this play.
Yeah, you can melee down the mud goal, and usually a fade's good enough for the sorcerers.
No access to life. Tarnin lost his Black Wizard along the way. He's down to 3 warriors, but firepower galore. Nazmon and Excalibur. Trinton has his tail. 1 hour 15 minutes. He's going to head towards the Cardia Islands. He's going to class change after turning in the ruby and finding nothing.
Check over in after turning in the rubies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Tarnin did turn it in. There's nothing. I think it's a silver shield. Tarnin taking on Tiamat, trying to light his second orb. With 3 light warriors standing, Tiamat giving Tarnin a little bit more problems than gave Trinton. Trinton came in at a much higher level and got the fast off earlier. There's that damage poison. But Tarnin's still in good shape to take out Tiamat. Fires a fade into her. There's Thunder. 7 hits, 471. Tarnin continues the assault. 183. Tiamat has been terminated. Trinton's going to the Earth Cave!
It's the good right play.
Oh! Attaboy, Trinton. Digs out the ice armor. Gonna double check his inventory.
Yeah, this is a very Trinton move, and yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all.
With Sea Shrine on the table. Does not know the ship is out there in Los. Trinton makes a move on his opponent Tarnin, looking for a loose item. We know it's the adamant. Is it in here? Ooh. Tarnin returns. He's going to pick up Quad X.
The question is, does Trinton dive further than this if the top 5 doesn't reveal anything?
Yeah, my conversations with Trinton is that he will not. He says first floor. I think Edge, I think you say usually a first floor sort of thing. We'll see. Usually.
I think first floor is perfectly fine if you have a good run at the front of the table. And, I mean, Trinton's only seen 1 encounter for each of these rooms, so not too bad.
Pyre Light pointing out in chat that Tarnin has made it to level 24 for his Light Warriors. Trinton's Black Mage is standing at this point.
Alright, 6 chests on this floor, and I would be very surprised if Trinton decides to go further.
I have on the second floor.
He's found a good spot in the encounter table. Picked up that Black Mage in order to run. That's what he did. Just give him a little bit of HP to try to run and get through these floor and dig out a loose item potentially. Not yet. He hasn't found it yet. Meanwhile, Tarnin is making his way to the original Provoca. This is Onrak. He's going to go to the Sea Shrine.
Yeah, the odds are very much in Tarnin's favor at this point, but this is a move that will win Trinton the game right here, if it pays off.
Tarnin's going to see that top slot for the Red Wizard. It's Cure 3. He can learn Cure 3. No life magic for either player in this seed. No life and no life 2. Access to Cure 4, Fade, a couple other things too, but no resurrection magic.
Left or right, and Tarnin's going left.
And on floor 2 of Earth Cave, we have
Pivotal time for Trinton. Can this pay off? He found a stick.
It's not the rod you're looking for.
Cash again.
He's going deeper, Edge.
Yeah, this is make or break, and I wonder if Trinton feels behind and is almost forced into making a move like this.
Tarnin is going to gain in levels. There's that 24. Trenton's do-si-doing in the second floor of Earth. Might be a little bit of nerves as we near the 1 hour 20 minute mark. Tarnin's headed straight for Kraken, with some stops along the way to open some chests. There's a black shirt pickup for Trinton. He didn't even go in class change. He's trying to make his move. We do think that we will find this loose adamant very soon. You're the player on your left or the player on your right. We think that Tarnin has the advantage. What about this goofy chest on the right side for Trinton, deep in the Earth Cave? Nothing.
No, Asher's not involved in this seed at all, so there's nothing in that chest.
Tarnin digging the Sharknado floor. He's nearing the end of this corridor towards Kraken. He's found nothing. Trinton continues to dig the earth floor. There's 3 chests left for Trinton on his gamble. Black Mage is still standing. He's really utilizing that run from that Black Mage.
It's the classic baseball move, calling the pinch runner.
Tarnin running from a lot of encounters. He's got good levels. He's going to head to the Sharknado room itself. Tarnin's opponent, Trinton, named this floor in this room. He named it the Sharknado. Does it pay off for Tarnin for what he's looking for? He's got to go through an encounter tile first. Gets a chance to strike first. Double Gray Shark encounter. Good encounter. He's going to take them out. Oh, Trinton, that's a bat block. Oh, Trinton's getting bat blocked in the Earth Cave.
And now a 9-pack ambush.
We'd like to thank Carito for joining us as he's moving on right now in his speed gaming duties, setting up for another match on the speed gaming family of networks. Tarnin closing in on his third orb, going to try to take on Kraken. Trinton getting slowed down by a pack of undead. He's only got 2 chests left to potentially pay off. And a bat. And a point. He doesn't even care, Edge. He's making a move.
Just reset out if it's not there.
Level 13 for his Black Mage. Tarnin with a huge hero run. He's down to 1 chest. Is Trinton on the right side. Tarnin's closing in on his 3rd orb. Tarnin against Kraken. Trinton against a vampire.
Oh, the odds are not good. This is lottery ticket payoff for Trinton.
The Mage Stick. Trinton's gamble does not pay off. Tarnin steps into the driver's seat. Is it on the way to the mermaids? Is it finally the TFC edge, maybe? Could it be?
Oh, I hope so.
I've never seen it. Have you? Have you seen it in practice? Anything?
I've not even seen the 3 loose seed in practice, and
Mhm.
Trinton is going to be diving marsh again. And
Yeah, he's going key locked. He's going to find the Vorpal. Tarnin has lit his 3rd orb. Starting to assume a lead. He's going to head back. He's got to go through 1 floor. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chests on it. And then a bounty of chests in the mermaids. We do think the adamant is located here.
Yeah, this is a pretty big gamble for Trinton, but I understand if he probably assumes that if there's something in Volcano, he's already lost.
Yep.
So
And there isn't.
might as well try the low percentage stuff. But I mean, if he doubles back and does Volcano after this, it's going to take multiple wipes for him to catch up to Tarnin.
I love the plays from Trinton. He's really trying. It's just not going to pay off. Tarnin, meanwhile, looks like he's going to head, maybe check a couple chests. But I would think mermaids first. It's the density. If you don't get what you want, maybe jump back and do kind of the out-of-the-way one's edge.
Yeah, I agree. Files and I have actually talked about how best to route this, and I think maybe the only other chest that I check is the one to the left of the staircase outside mermaids, but that's it. I don't mind checking this one either.
Trenton GL picks up his Vorpal. Tarnin picks up a fight with ghosts. He can't get away quite yet, and he does. Picks up 1 chest. He's going to clear this. He's going to play it a little bit differently. Unrunnable Red Sahag fight. We haven't seen them yet. Doesn't look that they have anything too devastating, though. We're nearing the 90-minute mark. We're at 85 minutes now. Still missing the elusive adamant, which will lead to the required rod. Defending champion, Edgeworth, alongside Wicleosis here. Great to be here. Speed Gaming 2. Live on Twitch. We uploaded on YouTube. Thank you for joining us, fans. Battle of the tension is thick. Is Tarnin in the right place? I've got to think that he is. Adamant has been found by Tarnin. 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 20-second mark. He's got all the information. He knows that will lead to the required rod. Even without the rod in hand, I gotta call that go mode for Tarnin.
That absolutely is, and I mean, Trinton's best hope at this point was for the rod or the adamant to be behind the rod block, because then neither one of them could finish the seed. They'd have to play another one.
Yeah. Tarnin picks up an opal armor, strengthening his game. Is there another ribbon in here potentially? There's 3 chests left. 4, excuse me. Is there a second ribbon? If it is, Tarnin really assumes control of this match. There's 2 chests left. Is there a ribbon? Sun Sword? No, he doesn't need that. He's got a Vorpal. Nothing. Opal armor and an adamant pickup for Tarnin. He's getting out of here. He's got 3 orbs. There might be 2 ribbons deep in Earth Edge. Good Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, I was going to say there might be one in the incentive chest too.
Tarnin returns to the Canaria area. Just a quick stop at the Canaria Inn. He's headed towards the Earth Cave. Trinton is headed to the Sea Shrine. He can't learn any of these spells, doesn't want them anyway. He can learn Cure 3 with his Red Wizard, now that he's class promoted though. He picks it up.
Alright, if Trinton goes right, he's got a chance. Still going to require a wipe in Topher from Tarnin, but...
Trinton's going to burn off an encounter. Trinton, in his mind, needs 2 loose items. In his mind. Well, that might just lead him to go right. Because he hasn't found the ship in Volcano yet.
That is true.
One fun day he's pointing it out in chat, Edge. Temper. I haven't seen it. I've seen fast. If it's there, I haven't caught it.
Yeah, it's and I think we've seen both 7, so it's probably sitting at 8, in which case, if Trinton 2 manned with a black mage, that would be an advantage, but didn't today, so no temper for Trinton.
Tarnin also has the power gauntlet. It was located in the volcano along with the loose ship. 3 loose items in this match.
Yeah, there's gonna... Go ahead.
Turned out to be the Oxial ship and Adamant. Two of them are required.
Yeah, at this point, Trenton's best hope is there's a really brutal gatekeeper, but, I mean, the great equalizer needs to happen here. Tarnin has a commanding lead at this point.
Coming up tomorrow, right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks, Edgeworth picking up the controller, putting down the headset. You're taking on Jay Coper.
Yeah, the old man series, live from the Crescent Lake retirement home.
I missed the time on that. Was it 9 p.m. Eastern?
We had to do a reschedule, so it'll be 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. The 1-0 Edgeworth takes on the 1-0 Jay Coper.
And Trinton continues clearing out the Kraken side to no avail. Tarnin is just gonna go mode Earth, so the incentive chest may be the last new chest that we see.
The story's going to shift a little bit for our leader, Tarnin. Lack of ribbons, could that come into play? Edgeworth said it just a minute ago. A brutal Temple of Fiends could even this up. Trinton's in the right area to pick up his required rod and step on it soon.
Unrunnable mummies and the experienced pinata for Trinton, so even this late, still taking fights. Sometimes you have to, sometimes you want to.
We're past the 91-minute mark. 1 hour 31 and change. Tarnin has pulled his final boss, if you can call it that. It's Lich. 10 hits. 761 damage, Edge.
It's Lich and it's gone. I think Tarnin was basically fighting a Pop-Tart at that point.
Strawberry?
I think so. I mean,
I
it's
think
the
so,
right
too.
colors, right? Or maybe it was a toaster strudel. That's not like magic. It's just an icing swirl.
We're going to call it 1 hour 32 minutes. Tarnin enters the Temple of Fiends Revisited, the final dungeon. Trinton closing in on his second orb. Tarnin is going for it. He's running from Frost Dragons and the Frost Giant. We'll see what else he gets here. He gets 4 Gas Dragons. He's running from it.
Oh no, lobsters have sleep touch.
Trinton really utilizing that Black Wizard to run. Kept them alive somehow. through here using the black shirt. Gonna try to take out these lobsters. Fires of Lightning 3 takes the last one after 322. Bad men have sleep. They're kind of catching Tarnin napping here a little bit. His warriors are starting to... They're starting to doze, Edge.
It's been a long seed. It's 132 so far. Can you blame them?
What do they have after that is the question. We're not going to find out.
It's almost 7 o'clock. I mean, it's close to bedtime for me, you know?
Question from One Fine Day in chat. Does the knight have life? No. Neither player has life. Neither player has access to life in this match. Life or life 2.
There. I knew it. There's a ribbon.
Wow.
The second one. The third one's on the carry floor, Tarnin. Go for it.
2 ribbons found for Tarnin. He's got to feel a big, huge sigh of relief. That was really my only concern for diving in here. Had I been Tarnin in this match, he gets 2 of them. Without access to life, Edge, who do you put those ribbons on?
I think you put them on the fighters and
both of them.
Well, so I think with the 2 fighter strat, if you've got Aegis Shield, Dragon Armor, Pro Ring, that's not bad. I would definitely have a fighter with that, and then put the ribbon on one of the mages. But yeah, at the very end of the day, especially if the knights have heal 3, those are the 2 that you don't want to die. And
yeah.
2 heal 3 knights, it's going to be really hard for even a new Cappy Chaos to take them down.
Yeah. Without access to life, I would personally definitely put a ribbon on certainly my main damage dealing knight, whether that's the Vorpal wielder or the Mazmoon wielder, however it is I decide based upon the armor that you just talked about. But also, I would look to prioritize the fast spell. You definitely want that late game. Speaking of fast, Tarnin uses it. Strikes with the Vorpal, it does nothing from the Red Wizard. 202 damage, though. Takes out Lich.
Didn't even get to see what flavor of Pop-Tart that was.
Trinton's back to his 2 light warriors. His Black Wizard fell. But he also lights his second orb. He's headed back in. This is what he has to do. He's going to save. I'm assuming he's going to the mermaids. That's where he's got to go.
Yeah, needs to get those warp charges back.
Tarnin makes quick work of the fire floor. He's taking on carry 2. There's a strike from the Mazmoon. 4 hits, 200. Fast gets off after that. Another fast into the other knight. Attacks 476. Wow. Damage poison from carry. Tickling Tarnin. Here comes the assault. I believe that's the Excalibur. I can't tell.
Yep, Excal on the top slot. There's the Vorpal. Only 2 hits.
10 hits from the Mazmoon. Dispatches carry 2. Tarnin making it look easy. Using some heal 3s. His Black Wizard was dangerously low, but now he's back to full health. It's the sea floor. We know the Unrunnable Sea Pack has some sleep touch. They have something. They have Sea Trolls have something as well. But Tarnin's not seeing anything. Wow!
Yeah, nice clean floor. Oh, wow. It hangs with poison.
He's got to keep that Black Wizard. Oh, no! Damage poison's going to take out his Black Wizard. His Black Wizard's gone! Oh, no. Tarnin's down to 3 warriors, and he's getting ravaged. He's going to get away, but... he does. Okay. He's got fast on the Red Wizard. If you're going to lose someone, Edge, I would think that would be the warrior to let go of.
Yeah, but this is also probably the warrior you wanted to put in the front row for this next fight.
Mm-hmm. Tarnin's taking on Kraken 2. He's got 3 warriors standing. Is he rattled? Starts with a defense, and he gets a fast off before a strike. There's that Mazmoon. 5 hits for 614. Kraken hits back with nothing. Kraken has paralysis touch.
Yeah, but has not touched the main damage dealer, so...
That main damage dealer, after a fast one, got 1 hit on the Mazmoon for 59. Fade for 308 as the Excalibur. Missed. Mazmoon. 251 is good.
Yeah, if Kraken had not skipped Tentacle Day, that would have been a much scarier fight. So we have Tarnin running into the Poogle special.
He gets away. Him at 2. He's still got the 3 warriors. He's at full health. Trinton closing in. I'm picking up his adamant. It's in the 3 chests that are left. We'll see if he heads that way. I can't think that he won't. There you go. Turn around. Up. There you go. Team at 2. Round 2. Tarnin starts the attack with a fade for 148. Team at 2 with that light 2 charge that's very prevalent in the pool. Mazmoon strike 460 after 7 hits. Round 3.
Yeah, the absorb definitely seems on the light side, and down goes T2.
1 hour 39 minutes. Tarnin enters the chamber in the floor of the Ultimate Fiend Chaos. I believe he's right around level 25 on those nights. He puts his killer in the bottom. Tritton's headed to the Dwarf Cave. Gonna get his rod to enter go mode. Tarnin enters the Chaos fight. He's gonna use the Power Gauntlet and a fast. And a defense sword on the top light warrior. Chaos attacks for 126, round 2. Kind of going through his spell list. He's gonna heal. It's almost preemptive. He's at full HP. Another defense sword. Chaos fires Fire Elemental Inferno into Tarnin. Hits for about 100.
Yeah, resisted by all 3, but still does a ton of damage.
Tarnin continues to buff up fight. That's his main knight on the bottom. Chaos attacks physically and misses. Free round for Tarnin. There's an attack for the Excalibur. 2 hits, 2 damage. Tarnin with the Power Gauntlet buffing again. Time for Tarnin to attack. Chaos gets through a little bit on the Red Wizard, but the Red Wizard has done its job. There's the Mazmoon! 2 hits, 441 damage. That's only 2 hits though, Edge.
Yeah, not enough. If he's got high absorb and high evade, this could be a very tricky fight.
Tarnin continues to heal. The Excalibur does nothing. But the Mazmoon! 6 hits for 724. The Mazmoon's getting through.
That's more like it.
Chaos with only that Lightning 2. We have not seen anything too dangerous. No nuclears, nukes, no slow 2. Cure 4's in the pool as well. Chaos, ooh. Guess attacks the Knight. And the Knight tries to fire back and he missed! The Mazmoon missed Chaos! Can Chaos turn this around? The Excalibur crits for 104. He's over 1,000 into him. The Excalibur again misses. There's Zap. Zap misses. Mazmoon. 383, he fires the Cure 4. Great play into the Knight for Tarnin. Tarnin's gonna fast the Excalibur now. And another Power Gauntlet. Tarnin's adjusting. Chaos misses another round.
Yeah, Chaos is very punch happy, but also has a ton of HP.
Another Lightning 2 gives Tarnin a break. Tarnin's gonna chip with Lightning 3 for 55. The fasted Excalibur 3 hits and it crits. The Mazmoon only hits once for 61 damage. We got a war on our hands. 2 hits from the Mazmoon. Lightning 3 for 30. Excalibur misses. Nuclear from Chaos. Chaos is radioactive, starting to fight back into Tarnin now. Tarnin trying to go undefeated, trying to move to 2-0, is in a dogfight with Chaos. The Mazmoon 2 hits, 291. Chaos takes out the Red Wizard. He's down to 2 warriors.
That's why you get heal 3 on the Knights, though. Still in good shape.
78 from the Excalibur after 2 hits, and Chaos is attacking. Oh my! He attacked the killer, got through to him, and then the killer missed with the Mazmoon. Tarnin continues to heal, though. They're stunned and it misses. The Mazmoon, 292 is good. GG's and congratulations. Tarnin, after an absolute war with Chaos, wins this match. He moves to 2-0. 1 hour, 42 minutes, 27 seconds. Oh, that Chaos put up a fight, Edge.
Yeah, good plan by Tarnin to use all of the resources pretty effectively, though. Although I was scared once that the Cure Forecaster died and that back row fighter took a punch, but everything seemed to work out at the end. Just another 300 damage. That's all Tarnin needed.
Trinton's going to continue his quest. He is on his way through the Earth Cave with the rod in hand. He's going to try to light his third orb. Meanwhile, we are going to try to get with Tarnin and see if he wants to come in for some post-game interview and questions.
Uh-oh, this is not a good group to have paralysis against, but Mage Staff is gonna take things out quite nicely.
Our apologies, fans. We are trying to get Tarnin in here. He is somewhere lost in the building, but he's on his way. He just won his match. Took on a tough Chaos. So bear with us just one moment.
All right, Trinton making good headway through the Earth Cave right now. And with the ability to go mode Volcano, Trinton should be in Temple of Fiends before the 150 mark, so...
Hi.
There he is. Our winner has joined us. Congratulations and GG's to you, Tarnin. You're moving to 2-0.
Yeah, that's terrifying. The two. I mean, I don't know who has won and who will win this week, but man, looking at the people who I know who I suspect are going to be in that 2-0 bracket, it's going to be a terrifying race next week for me.
So I gotta ask for the Chaos fight setup. You went with the defense sword on the Excal holder, not the Masmune, and I don't think I saw any white shirt charges. What was your plan for that fight?
Well, my plan for the white shirt was I literally forgot that I had it, so carried it around the whole game, never deleted it, and then just slipped my mind that I had it until after the black mage. My general approach with Double Fighter on these flags is to put defense on tap and murder people with fight, kind of playing the odds. This Chaos, that was an incorrect decision, because this Chaos was freaking terrifying. But in general, I like taking once the middle two party members get murdered, the 80% chance it's Malid and he keeps the guy who's actually doing the work alive. And it's worked so far in practice, but this Chaos, I was afraid it was gonna let me down, that strategy.
Yeah, it seems to be a more aggressive strategy where you can get a couple more Power Gauntlet charges in the same span.
Exactly. So, like, if the Chaos rolls at 2,000 or below, like, I like this because it's a couple of rounds faster, but if that Chaos had dropped Cure 4, I don't think I was making it through there.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go on.
Tarnin, it's Will. Did you consider, you had the Vorpal, you went with Excalibur. Did it really matter to you? Was it all in the Masmoon wielder, or did you consider maybe using that as a potential backup strategy, or was it all Excalibur?
So it was, I was holding that Vorpal with that in my mind, of the thought of putting the Vorpal on tap in case something went bad, but the truth is, I didn't have Temper. So unless I was doing some weird thing where I moved the Bonk onto the Vorpal wielder, the Vorpal was never... Like, it probably would have gotten in more chip damage. It probably was worth the time to switch over right before Chaos, just for the extra 100 or 200 that it would have done. But without Temper, I just didn't... And I didn't know if Trenton was also on Chaos, and so I just chose not to wager that time.
You picked up the herb from Lafane.
Yeah.
After translating the slab. You had it in the inventory for a while. You were around Marsh Cave in the area. You did Marsh Cave. You left. You didn't turn in the herb. What happened there?
I thought I had already turned it in. I had in my head that I had already turned it in. It was just straight up a mistake. And I think you probably saw a couple of times I went into my inventory and I'm like, what am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Because there were 3 things loose still, and 3 things didn't make any sense. And then eventually I figured out, oh yeah, that herb in your inventory means you haven't turned it in. And I go and turn it in, and lol JK, no, there really are 3 things loose.
That was my next question, Tarnin. Once you got around to waking up the prince in his sleeping disorder, you get the cabin. You do realize that there's 3 loose. Is that correct?
Oh yeah.
What were your thoughts at that time? Was there any panic? Was there any different routing decisions that you make when you find out that information?
Yeah, well, so my first something is amiss was when I got the ship and I realized that I didn't have the herb, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right, but like it was technically still possible. And then my first thought was, dang it, I thought they patched this out. And my second thought was, it's going to be like in Earth behind Vampire or something. And then my third thought was, stop psyching yourself out, just go and open every chest, do your routing correctly, you will find it.
I'll give you one guess as to who made that move on you, looking to find that.
Yeah?
Behind the vampire.
Oh, he did. Oh, man, if that had paid off, that would have been so huge. This seed was pretty trolly in general. Like the ribbon in the validation chest. Did you guys get to see where the other ribbon was?
No, we have not located the 3rd loose ribbon. Edgeworth thinks it's on the carry floor.
Yeah, carry floor is an option. It also could have been in one of the chests in Earth I didn't open. I opened the relatively free ones, and it wasn't in any of them. But that's about the only 2 places I think that I didn't open over the course of the game.
I think there's about 11 chests that we didn't see. So
Yeah, and there's a ribbon in one of them. 9% odds per chest that it's a ribbon. That seems pretty good, right?
it gets better with each one you open.
I kept thinking, this next one, it has to be one of the 2 ribbons remaining, and it just never was. And then I'm like, all right, I'll open the validation chest just because there was such a high chance at that point, and it was in one of them. So that made me feel a lot safer, because going in, I was going to move my 1 ribbon on to fight just for safety. Since I didn't have access to life or life 2, I was worried for that chaos. Well, for that Temple of Fiends in general.
So to go back about an hour and 40 minutes, when you saw that crown for sale, were you tempted to sell any of the items that you had found, or were you just going to commit to that pop grind no matter what?
I was thinking about selling just everything I have, picking up the crown and walking left. But then when I got Crystal, it was just like, Crystal tells me I have to walk right. We'll see what is there when I walk right. We'll see what's in Provoca. And if I'm at Provoca, I can get 6,000 with a quick pop grind, get a Giant's Fight or 2, come back and walk left, even though I had Canoe at that point. And I just kind of decided that was the gamble I was going to take. That's what I was going to go in on, and it paid off with the floater kit. Did Trinton make a similar or a different play in that super early game?
Trinton tried to go through the river early on, and when that didn't work, made the move to go down to Vanilla Elfland without the crown.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, fortunately Trinton didn't dive Marsh first, but it's still...
that would have been miserable. Yeah, with Lightning 3, I totally get the temptation to take that river, because then, like, the Carib fights are really good XP with 3 that earned... if you know you have to do Marsh, there's a lot of desire to get good XP, since there isn't much other good XP. But, like, when you get Canoe that early, like, the progression can just be anywhere. And that's also part of why I decided on that crown, because, like, on going for the crown is because the progression could have been anywhere between the 2 unscouted towns, Marsh, Ice, and Volcano, and Marsh and Ice, with both of them having incentives, it was like equally likely. And so I guess I was just kind of hoping that the crown was it, instead of having to like Marsh without war, or I have all of Ice without war in order to get progression. So that seemed like the better decision for me.
Some of the action coming up here in round 2 as Trinton continues his dive in the final dungeon, the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is about an hour from right now, over on our sister broadcast network, Randomania 2, it is Mazada against Spellzap. A little bit later on, over on Speed Gaming 4, an hour after that at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, it is Elastoid taking on Solaris Drex in a battle of the undefeateds as well. Right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks.
Good luck to Spellzap. He was my first round opponent, and it was a really close match. It came down to he wiped in Topher and I didn't, and that was kind of that story. So I hope he does really well, and hope to see him again. You know, if we both make it deeper into the tournament, that'll be fun.
Yeah, Spellzap is one of those players that is very, very uncomfortable to race against. Never seems to make a mistake, and you have to step up your game in order to keep up.
Yeah, exactly. And I went into that race with only, I think, 2 seeds under my belt, so it was... I was resigned to having lost, but, you know, luckily Temple of Fiends had other opinions.
Tritton's going to make quick work of Lich 2. Some of the other action that we have coming up, and Edge, I know you were there for some of this as well. We got a new underdog fan favorite. We call him Caleb. His name is Rafe Hates Caleb. He almost pulled off one of the biggest upsets in Final Fantasy history somewhat recently. He's at 0-1, and he's taking on another huge fan favorite. He's got Woat. That's Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. I'm going to be there for that one. That's 2 fan favorites that are going to go at it.
Yeah,
a battle of the big personalities.
It's also a very, very good matchup skill-wise as well, so I'm looking forward to it. I don't know who's going to win that one.
Yeah, it'll definitely be exciting to watch.
Trinton in his level 30 top knight, closing in on carry 2. Excalibur and Mazmoon make quick work of the worm.
What party did Trenton end up going with?
Same.
Oh, awesome. Edgeworth, I think I watched part of your race. You're on the double fighter, aren't you, as well?
Yep.
Wanna talk me through why you think that's a good plan?
So the double fighter, it makes, when you have 75% of the physical attacks coming in aimed at a tank, it makes sorry about that. It makes healing a lot more efficient. You've got basically any damage that you can direct towards fighter, you're better off.
Yeah, I entirely agree. It makes having pickups like heal 3 just so very, very efficient. You don't have to spend time buying the heal potions. You don't have to spend time using them. I like the double fighter a lot for when you have to go into Marsh at level 4. I feel like double fighter, if magic didn't pan out, I feel like double fighter is just what I want to be able to get through and get out without wipe.
Yeah, and I mean, having them with iron armor or chain armor in the front going through, I mean, even through 2 Volcano feels good. The other benefit is that you open so many treasure chests in this flag set that you're almost guaranteed to get a lot of good gear.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even in like the way you set up the final fight, even if the second fighter isn't going to be doing a lot of damage, they can still save you turns by, being the defense tank, the evasion tank.
Yep. Yeah, I agree entirely. What other 2, if you had free reign, what would your other 2 slots be?
I would run the exact same party you did.
Nice. Nice. I've been testing with red black, red white, and red red, and I'm not sure which of the 3 I like best yet.
Red? Ooh.
Yeah, red has been the thing I've put in the most practice with. Actually, it's kind of high rolly. Like when you get Fade and Nuke, it feels like it's the best party in the world. And when you have Magic that's a little bit looser, it feels like, why didn't I bring a Black Mage? But seeds like today are kind of why I'm not in love with Black Mages. He let me down right when I needed him.
As Trinton takes on Kraken 2, we feel very strong. And there's that Kraken 2 paralysis touch. It got Tarnin, but he was able to get through it.
That was spooky. Come on, Trinton, you got this.
I also feel like you are in very, very good shape if there's a number of spells that can land in slots 1 through the night learnable slots that
Yeah.
you'll be very good with. Life 2, Cure 4, Heal 3,
Yep.
Ooze.
Yep. Yeah, all of those are great to pick up on a double night setup. Today it was only Heal 3, but Heal 3 was all that it needed, right? Like, really any one of those tends to get you through.
Did Trinton heal? Trinton did not heal. Goes into the Tiamat 2 fight without healing fully. I didn't quite see his heal pots. I don't know if he was maybe low on them, but he is not at full strength.
That Tia 2 wasn't a pushover either.
Ice 3 gets a fast off with initiative. There's that Lightning 2, and the Black Wizard's holding on.
Yeah,
2 hits for 90.
The big 2 are at full health, and I think that's what Trenton's going for.
Ice 3, Black Wizard has perished. There might have been the level difference. Trinton made a lot of this game with only 2 Light Warriors.
That's interesting.
Mazmoon's strike takes out Tiamat 2. Trinton closing in. He's
Also
down to
just
3
one more,
warriors, just like Tarnin was. Trinton is on the floor of chaos. The ultimate fiend. Trinton, for everything you've done for me, and for everything you do for this community that no one knows about, we thank you for it. He does so much behind the scenes. He is such a leader and such a wonderful gentleman. Thank you. This call is for you. As he's going to move to 1-1 here in the spring tournament, Tarnin's going to move on to 2-0. Trinton's going to try to finish this out against a beefy, tougher Chaos. 3 Light Warriors standing. Here we go. We're going to call it the 2-hour mark. He's going to fast the Knight and attack with the Excalibur. It misses. There's the Ice 2. We know Chaos has a couple Lightning 2s. We know Chaos is radioactive as well in the skill department. 5 hits, 55 from the Mazmoon. Round 2.
Wow, that was a ridiculous high roll on the old Ice 2 there.
Chaos being spell happy. He mostly went after Tarnin with his fists. 101 from Tarnin, round 3, as we reach that 2-hour mark. Trenton looking to adjust. There's the zap, and it hits! It hits his other Knight. He's down to the 2 warriors that he did most of this game with. There's the Mazmo, 96 after 2 hits. Inferno from Chaos doing more damage. 3 hits from the Red Wizard. Let's see if he adjusts from the Red Wizard. What's he gonna do? He is. He's gonna fire Fade instead. Non-elemental Fade hits for 114.
This is not the Chaos that you want to get into a chip damage fight with.
Trenton's gonna try to heal. He knows that Red Wizard cannot attack. There's 3 hits from the Mazmoon, only a $110. Trenton starts to heal. There it is! Nuclear from Chaos! Trenton survives. We don't know what else is after this. The Lightning 2, but he survives that one. 2 hits for 14. He gets the Cure 4 off into the Knight. His Red Wizard's hanging on. Down on one knee, he's going to try to get it off. The stun misses, and he gets a Cure 4 off. He's back to full health. Come on, Trenton. He misses with the Mazmoon. Bane from Chaos misses. Lightning 3, 54 for the chip. The Mazmoon breaks through with a critical 204. Come on, Trenton, give it to him. Mazmoon, 374 for after 4 hits. Lightning 3 and a chip of 36. There's Fire 2 from Chaos. We haven't been this deep into his spell pool. Tarnin did not see this. Lightning 3 for 60. Another Mazmoon strike, and it missed again! There's Ink. He gets a free round out of it. Back and forth we go. Mazmoon misses again. Chaos strikes the Red Wizard. Another round of action. Just like the Tarnin fight, he just goes deeper and deeper. He's down to 1 Cure 4. He's going to use it. There's Thunder! But he gets the Cure 4 off as if it never hit. The Mazmoon, 353. Come on, Trinton, 202. You're at 202. Chaos is fast. Oh, no. He's got the heal 3 off.
That's not good at all.
The Mazmoon misses again.
Fast is not good. That Chaos was hitting hard enough.
He switches to the white shirt to try to get some evasion. He's back to the Ice 2. That's his complete spell pool. 97 after 1 hit from the Mazmoon. Lightning 2. More evasion for Trinton. Finish him. Sweep the leg. 105. Come on, Trinton. No mercy. More evasion. He's up to at least 3 stacks now. Zap misses. The Mazmoon again to 191 for after 2 hits. More evasion from Trinton as he's trying to counteract that fast. There's 197. He's back to Inferno in his skill list. Trinton continues to fight chaos.
Yeah, Heal 3 needs to come out here.
He's got 2 left. Does the Mazmoon do it? 2:15, and it does. GG's, and congratulations, Trinton. See if we can get a final time on that. 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 48 seconds.
GG, Trenton.
Yeah, credit to Trinton for finishing this out, especially in the face of that chaos. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
that chaos was a beast.
GG's galore in
How many
chat.
damage poisons was that? It was a lot of damage poisons. If I remember correctly, that's what I lost my black mage to, was damage poisons from, what was that, airs? Airs or waters? Waters, yeah.
Trinton's walking down the hallway. He's going to join us here in the broadcast booth as the chat rains out GG's from Mr. Stone, the Buzzsaw, Danny383, Ale Markin, the Falconix, and everyone congratulating Trinton GL as he finishes his quest. He moves to 1-1, and is that a Trinton GL that we have here?
I don't know, but I am around.
GG's, congratulations. Great finish. You made a move, and you tried. The Earth Cave.
Yeah. Well, first I had already found the Oxyale, and what I felt that told me was this was a troll placement seed. I mean, on top of that, we already had the cabin at that point, so I said, where is the trolliest place this other item could be? And I went to Earth.
I had that exact same thought, but then chose against it. But I almost did exactly that play.
And did anybody get a count on the number of damage poisons that was?
Too many.
I
I don't know about on your screen, but on my screen it was too many.
I think I saw at least 5 different ones.
Yeah, it was I think it was the waters took out my black mage on the way up to Topher with damage poison.
So Trinton, to go back to the early game, take us through your thoughts when you saw that crown for sale.
First thought was there'd be money in the marsh cave to get it. Then when I realized, and it took me the second time seeing them to realize that the pirates were first encounter off hard reset, and it was quick first encounter off hard reset. Then I actually thought the price was 10k because I didn't write it down, so I farmed to 10k and found out I had money to spare. And actually, to tell on myself just a little bit, that fork in the road leads to marsh, or you could go up towards Astos from where I was. I walked that direction thinking I was going marsh, and I said, wait a minute, I have the money, let's go get the crown.
Yeah, it turned out to be a play that kept you in the game with the floater coming up.
Trinton, you were
That was an interesting one either way, but I
Trinton,
wanted
you
the
were the
levels for safety anyhow, so...
you were the first player to turn in the herb, and that sleeping prince. You do so much for him. You've woken him so many times throughout the years. I have too. Handed you over a whole cabin. Can you tell us about what it is that means, what it is that you realized, and how it is that it affected your game?
I think that was the point where I decided I was probably going to Mirage. Or at least that I was going to gamble on the exploration for the loose items. I wasn't just going to go the standard route and hope to find it. Of course, that cost me power bunk, but that's a different story.
And yes, of course, the other loose item that you did not get was the ship. It was located in a free chest on the second floor of the volcano. Volcano was very late for you, Trinton. Was that just kind of the way it fell, or was that a potential plan to maybe save some time and make a move?
Well, after Earth fell through, the next logical play was Sea. So that just left Volcano at the end. I mean, I guess I could have done Volcano before finishing Earth, but figured either way it was about even. The one regret I had, though, is I brought the Black Mage back up for far too long. He got way too high a levels, and I should have put those levels on the other two.
When you brought the Black Mage or Black Wizard back, was it to run, or what was the plan there?
I had forgotten that I didn't get him fast. and I just wasn't paying attention to it because I never needed him in a boss fight. He wasn't alive for Kraken, or I would have noticed it then. So I just went into Topher with having forgotten that I never got fast on the Black Mage, and that was just going to be another caster of it. Also, I figured he was going to get temper charges, but then I didn't see it in the first 6 levels, so
Yeah, I didn't either. They mentioned that you did 2-man strats. For 2-man strats working out for you.
They get me to the 30s going into Topher, so there's a lot of safety in that, especially if you've got the big weapon like Masa, so...
Yeah, and in these flags, you almost always have Masa or X. I need to try out 2-man again. I tried it a bit for the League, 6 months ago or whatever, but I haven't practiced it since, so I'm curious to hear whenever people try out strategies that I'm not as familiar with.
Yeah, if there had been good Black Magic, I'd have kept the Black Mage alive early and done the 3-man strats instead of 2, but it just wasn't good enough to justify him over the Red Mage.
Yeah, no, fair enough. You had the all-in on Lightning 3 was kind of the Black Magic situation for this seed, right?
Yeah, and the Red Mage had Cure Force, so that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, my Red Mage definitely carried his weight this seed.
You both found the second ribbon. We don't know where the third one was. We think it might have been on the carry floor. The numbers actually work out that might be where the third ribbon was. Both of you picked up the second one in the validation chest. Tarnin.
Yeah.
No access to life for Life 2. You found life early. Life 2 was buried somewhere. Concern you at all, late game?
A ton. I was kind of honestly very freaked out on one ribbon and no life charges, and there was a Black Mage in my party. I just was having nightmares the whole time of wiping on Tia 2 and then losing the whole match because of it. So yes, definitely concerned me very much.
Trinton, same question.
2-man strats, you really don't care, because if they manage to kill you, you've got bigger problems.
Fair.
So that was another thing that leaned this towards that, in my opinion.
Coming up tonight on our sister broadcast partner, Randomania 2 to be exact, Mizada and Spellzap, going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're still looking for information on the Elastoid Solaris Drix match. I think it might be going on right now on Speed Gaming 4. We're going to see if we can find that out, so we certainly do apologize for that. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and move on to final thoughts. Trenton, final thoughts on this match or the spring tournament moving forward?
Excited for a lot more of the spring tournament. I figured I was lucky to get a win in the first round. I love the randomizer. I love playing the randomizer. I'm just not a very competitive randomizer player. So I tried to make it interesting, if not successful. So hopefully I at least accomplished that for the viewers. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks Speed Gaming. Thank you Edge and Will for jumping in here. Thank you for the double team tracker strats. And GG Tarnin.
Speaking of Tarnin, our winner, moving to 2-0. I don't know. It ain't gonna get any easier, Tarnin, but looking forward. Undefeated, 2-0. Don't know who you're playing. Thoughts coming up.
My goal going into this tournament was to get 3-2. I think I'm a 3-2 skill level player, and so I hope to get that. Having 2 of those wins out of the way means that removes a little bit of the pressure for the next 3 matches. But next round, I mean, we haven't seen the pairings yet, but next round I cannot imagine me winning if I get Crab Cakes or Edgeworth or I don't see me winning that. And then, with how bombshell filled the 1-1 bracket is, all those good people who win, they're going to be scary bombs to meet later on. So I hope I can get one more win. Tournament's been great. I look forward to the rest of it. I'd like to put in a quick plug. At 9 o'clock, the Chaos Rush finals are going on. I forget which channel, but if you want a little bit of different FFR action, that's happening. Huge thanks to Trinton for all the work he does. Huge thanks to all of our people who did tracking and comms, the great Will Cleosis as always, the great Edgeworth as always. Thank you guys for commentating this. I can't wait to go back and rewatch it. And 3 loose, stressful seed. We both got through it in pretty decent times for 3 loose. So good job, Trenton.
We're being told that the Elastoid Solaris Drix Max is not being broadcast. So that is not happening. As far as the spring tournament goes, you just heard about the Chaos Rush Finals from our winner, Tarnin. Edgeworth, it's been a year. Great to get back with you.
I know, and it's It's definitely a different feeling. You're an old pro now, and holy cow, this was a lot of fun. We got to do this again sometime.
Yes, sir. It would certainly be an honor. I'm usually calling your matches, and to sit with you is such a pleasure and such an honor with all the knowledge, and certainly I enjoy it personally as well. I remember the last time we got together, and I didn't know anything, and you taught me so much. I thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking of thank yous, Speed Gaming. Carito joined us in the broadcast booth, got us all set up, and Speed Gaming 2, and certainly later on YouTube for our viewers there. Thank you for joining us. Without you fans, we can't do this. Any final thoughts tonight, Edge? We had a good match.
Yeah, it was a really fun seed to watch. I sure hope I don't see 3 loose anytime soon, but it was fun to cast, and I just want to say thanks again to Gregly Puff and Twitch and Chilled for jumping in and helping us out with the tracking. Really appreciate it. We got the crew kind of together on short notice, but yeah, man, this community just loves to help out and pitch in. So it wasn't a surprise that we got a full crew on short notice.
And coming up tomorrow, it's been rescheduled, Edge, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for you?
Yep.
It's going to be right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. The 1-0 Edgeworth takes on the 1-0 Jay Coper, as Edgeworth continues his quest to attempt to successfully defend his 2018 title, which he won in such great and dramatic fashion. For Edgeworth, Tarnin, Trinton, Gregly Puff, Twitch and Chilled, and the entire Final Fantasy Randomizer community, my name is Wukleosis. Thank you for joining us. It's only the second round of the 2019 Spring Tournament. We've got so much more action, so much more adventure, so much more drama, and so much more of the content that you can get into with the suspension of disbelief, and we can't wait to bring it to you. Right now, we move on. Thank you for joining us. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening.